as the late show is back at the Stadium of Light this weekend as Sunderland put Brentford to the sword. Liam says, I love that when we started to attack the Roker end second half, we get late winners. Need to do it now every game now. Welcome back to Where Mackems Walk. It's just 20 minutes of every week reviewing every single Sunderland game in the Premier League. We have got Jamie, Leo and Sean back with us to look back at the good, the bad and the indifferent of that Brentford result. How are you doing, fellas? Jamie? I tell you what, you must have lost years on your life following Sunderland in the last 4 months or so.
I think it's
the drama that goes on.
It's the best way to win a game, isn't it? The euphoria and the excitement when it goes into kind of on 90 plus whatever. But I think I was one of many who were sat there not expecting that when we went one down at that stage. We didn't create many chances in the game. We didn't look like scoring, to be totally honest. And then one brought two, and before you know it, we're 3 points on the board.
Yeah, 75 minutes was it Brentford scored, I think, as well, and yeah, to turn that around in that time. Leo, any issues with the penalties either end?
I think, to be honest, I think I'm in agreement with both of them. The first one, didn't really see it like as it was going, but then looking back, yeah, it is. And then if you give the first one, I think you have to give the second one. I saw United got a similar one against Fulham. Like, if they're giving them in different weeks, another time, it might not be in a penalty a couple of years ago before the VAR, but yeah, I think I'm in agreement with both of them.
Yeah, coming up this week, we'll obviously look at the social media takes from that game. We're also looking at the Enzo Love, getting some thoughts on Poveda. Some people have called him the worst ever Sunderland signing. I'll get their panel's view on that. And is this season's third shirt nicer than the away one? That'd be much appreciated if you put your comments on that in the chat below. We're also looking for 50 subscribers this week. That'd be absolutely amazing to hit that target as a brand new channel. Right, let's get straight into some more of these tweets then, shall we, Sean? Yeah, the view from most fans was about Enzo. Simon says, well deserved. I thought we saw the best of Enzo Lefebvre yesterday. Hard working, hard tackling and a bag of tricks to boot. Matthew says the way he controlled the ball from roof slate on, unbelievable talent. How can we have players like him? Still feels like a fever dream. Does it feel like that to you, Sean?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Like, I can't believe we signed him in the Championship. Like, he was class yesterday. Probably the best performance I've seen from him, and obviously do it in the Prem. But yeah, his first Premier League start, you wouldn't think that he's been on the bench. Shows how good our squad is.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie, we've talked about him in the Championship a lot in last seasons, but I mean, he didn't do anything spectacular last season, but you could tell he's going to be a player that's going to win the hearts of fans. What was his best attribute for you yesterday?
I think a bit like last year, you had moments of brilliance rather than brilliant games. There's like you had isolated moments. There's things against Borough last season and other like standout individual things that he did off the cuff. But I think yesterday he just kind of had that composure on the ball. He looked like a Premier League player. We know he's not a winger. He wasn't going to sprint past his fullback, but he draws players in and he's clever with his decisions. And his control of the ball and his ability just to pull balls from the sky is superb. And I still don't think we're seeing him in his best position. He's not a left winger. I think if we can get him in the 10 spot, that could help us in a lot of ways as well. Just that link between the midfield and the striker. He's got that ability, which I'd still to see from Diarra and Zaka and Siddiqui as the middle three as to who supports the striker. I think Lefebvre, if we can get him in there somehow and maybe get another winger in tomorrow, just to challenge and push the other two kids, we might be cooking.
Have you spent enough money yet, Jamie? You're not satisfied?
When there's one day left, you always want one more, don't you? You can't have a deadline day without your team coming on the yellow ticker.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit then. Leo, let's talk about this guy. Last week he was criticised against Burnley for being a little bit anonymous, but Cal says just look at that passion, man. He loves it here already. Yeah, and a commanding performance, some people have said. Do you agree?
Yeah, I thought it was a lot better yesterday. Obviously topped it off with the assist at the end. Unbelievable ball to hit that first time and just put it right on a sixpence for Isidor's unreal. And I thought just not just him, but the battling in general, like you've already mentioned with Lefebvre backtracking, getting tackles in, Hume putting himself about, Mukiel and Alderete, who I thought was unreal yesterday with his composure, but also in the battles. I think Xhaka brings it out of everyone. Obviously, don't know what he's saying in the changing room and stuff, but he's captain for a reason. We all know he's that type of player, so I think he is like getting the fight out of everyone in the changing room.
Sean, do you agree?
Yeah, like even the fact that I didn't watch the penalty as well. Like, I didn't realize that till after the game, but yeah, just his passion and stuff is just like, yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe we've got Granit Xhaka at Sunderland. Like,
okay. Jamie, this one says, lovely. Now start Isidor up top from now on, please, and go and get Opienda. Gracias. Yeah, it was a few tweets like this saying Isidor should start. We've been here before. Are you switching your view to that he should?
He's earned it, I think. He scored 2 goals in quite a short amount of minutes in the Premier League, and he's made a big impact. I think Analyse sometimes just drifts out of games a little bit too much, but I think that also goes down to the fact that there's not much of a link in between the midfield and our striker at the moment. I think, like I say, if we can get that fixed, our strikers will be more effective throughout the whole game, and we can bring more chances to whoever it is who's up top. But yeah, I think Isidor starts at Crystal Palace in a fortnight.
Leo, Brentford are one of the names which Sunderland fans have said, look, if we're going to stay up, we needed somebody else to drop down with Leeds and Burnley. What did you make of them? Did you see a team there that could be replaced? Did you thought they were poor?
If I'm honest, yeah, I was quite impressed with how fast they got forward at times. Obviously, with their disallowed goal, that was a nice break on the counter, and I know Ouattara's a good player. Their striker seems a good player as well. I think it's 2 Premier League goals now already. If they can replace the goals that they're going to lose in Wissa and that they've already lost in Burmo, I think they'll be all right, but it's whether they can do it to that level. They got great defenders like Collins and stuff, but when you look at the game yesterday, I always thought that we were in with a shout. Jamie said at 1-0, like you kind of thought the game was slipping away, and I did as well. But then the response that we had, they're going to get caught lacking at times, and yeah, they don't look in the best spot right now. But neither do a lot of teams.
Yeah. Sure, it's only 12 more wins and you're safe, then, isn't it? Now, if you do the maths, even more 11, perhaps.
Win all the home games.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's going to have to be, isn't it? Make the stadium like a fortress. I mean, you go to Palace next, and I think Villa are the next visitors, aren't they? Who haven't started well. Is he going to change anything away from home based on that Burnley result in the next game for you?
I mean, I would start Isidor. Yeah, I agree with starting Isidor, but yeah, I would keep the same lineup. But yeah, I think we would approach it different. But it's obviously Selhurst Park's a tough place to go, so yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Jamie, was it nice to see this guy back at the Stadium of Light yesterday?
Yeah, I personally got to respect what he's done as a player. He's a local lad. I think he was getting a little bit of stick from certain people, but why? I mean, he's like a local boy, done really well. He's won all there is to win. He's represented his country 100 times, and let the man earn a bit of a round of applause at the end of the game and kind of just acknowledge what he's done as a footballer.
We're recording this just before the transfer window closes, of course, so all of the next bits of conversation may be irrelevant by the time you watch this back. Poveda, Leo, hasn't been included in the squads, including the under-21. So David's saying no Poveda, that means hopefully he means he's away. Stephen said he's one of the worst signings the club has ever made and will ever make, which is quite a damning indictment on him. Is he right?
I think if you sign and never play, at least you're not playing bad. There's clearly a reason he's not getting in the squad. We didn't see anything to show why we signed him last season, anything with enough value. But worst sign we've ever made, that, and I can rack about 10 off the top of my head, because they were constantly getting in the team and constantly were showing that they shouldn't have been.
Any other names, Sean, that you think should be going or coming in before it comes slams shut on Monday?
Obviously, we've got to get a lot of players, but and I obviously haven't seen any rumours yet. But deadline day always just mental, like everything just happens on deadline day. So yeah, I'm expecting at least like 5, 6 outgoings yet tomorrow, probably even more to be honest, and then hopefully 1 or 2 incomings, but I'm not too confident on that.
Okay. Jamie, who's number one on your list you'd like to see off the wage bill?
I've heard rumours today that Derby are in for Patrick Roberts. That's looking like potentially being a deal. Roberts is one of them that's I think he's had his time with Sunderland. Sits a lot of people on the you either don't fancy him or you think he does what he does well, but ultimately his stats on paper, he hasn't scored a lot of goals, he hasn't made many assists, and that's his job in the team. I think where he plays. So if he goes to the Championship and gets a move there, fair play to him. I think we've moved on from Patrick Roberts now, so let him go and play.
Okay, bro. Finally, then this week, let's have a look at this beauty. I think it's nice, but you may disagree. The third kit for Sunderland. Leo, will you be buying this one?
I don't have it right now, but I probably will eventually. The only thing I would say is that I would prefer the badge to be the one that's on the away shirt than just the black cat. Just because I think that badge looks better on any kit, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it's a lovely kit. You can't really ever go wrong with full blackout, can you?
Sean?
Well, got it on now, so
let's have a look at it. Yeah, does it wear well?
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, I've only just got it. I wore for the match yesterday, so yeah, sprung good luck.
Jamie, you a fan of all black?
Yeah, I'm just a fan of Hummel in general. Like Hummel is Sunderland. Like that's what I grew up with Hummel as being like the strips I used to wear as a kid. Like you Gabby Deanies and your Gates and your Don Goodmans, and they just get it right. Even the training range is just kind of flies off the shelves, and you can see in the stadium the amount of people wearing replica kits now and training shirts is miles higher than what it used to be 4 or 5 seasons ago.
Yeah. So they're not done too bad this season. 2 out of 3, we're saying is all right. Yeah.
I'll say 2.5. I think we've done a decent job with the away kit.
Right, brilliant. Right, we're going to give you a rest then next week from talking about Sunderland, as International Week is upon us. Sean, has this just come at the right time, do you think? I know it's only 3 games in, but does it just give you that chance to just sort out a few issues, especially defensively?
Yeah, maybe wait for Ballard to come back and, well, I don't know really. It's just, yeah, don't want an international break, don't like national breaks. But maybe if we get new signings and get them to bet into the squad if they're not away of the country. But other than that, yeah, just would have rather have just been Saturday of the game. But oh well.
Okay. Right, thank you very much, you three. We'll catch you the other side of the Crystal Palace game then in 2 weeks' time. Thanks so much for watching. Do drop us a quick subscribe and quick like if you haven't done so already. We're growing a nice little Sunderland community here. It'd be great to have you along with us for the rest of the journey as we run through this season. Have a great 2 weeks, everyone. Enjoy England if you can.